In September 2023, instruments around the world detected something scientists had never seen before. A strange vibration was traveling through the entire planet. It repeated every 92 seconds, again and again, and it did not stop for 9 days. It was recorded from the Arctic to Antarctica, but it did not resemble a normal earthquake. Earthquakes produce a complicated burst of different frequencies. This signal was almost perfectly uniform, a single low-frequency pulse, repeating with the regularity of a heartbeat. Researchers were so confused that some initially labeled it an unidentified seismic object. There had been no major earthquake capable of explaining it, no volcanic eruption, no explosion, and whatever created the signal was not over in seconds. Something, somewhere, was continuing to push against the Earth for more than a week. The search eventually led researchers to one of the most isolated regions on the planet, Dixon Fjord in northeast Greenland. There are no major towns here, only steep mountains, retreating glaciers, and narrow waterways cutting through the Arctic landscape. Almost nobody witnessed what happened there on September 16th. High above the fjord, part of a mountainside had become unstable. As the glacier beneath it gradually thinned, the ice provided less support to the rock above. Then an enormous section of the mountain collapsed. Around 25 million cubic meters of rock and ice thundered downhill and crashed into the water. The impact displaced the fjord with extraordinary force. Water surged up the opposite wall to a height of roughly 200 meters. That is higher than many skyscrapers. But the first wave was only the beginning. Because Dixon Fjord is narrow and enclosed, the water could not simply spread into the open ocean. Instead, it began surging from one side of the fjord to the other. This type of trapped, back-and-forth wave is called a seiche. Think of water sloshing inside a bathtub, but on the scale of an Arctic fjord. Every time this enormous mass of water pushed against the fjord walls, it transferred force into the surrounding rock. Those impacts generated seismic waves. The water continued oscillating at almost exactly the same rhythm. One cycle every 92 seconds. That was the mysterious pulse detected around the world. Solving the mystery required far more than earthquake data. An international team combined satellite images, field measurements, tsunami modeling, seismic recordings, and computer simulations. Together, the evidence reconstructed a chain reaction stretching across 3 parts of the planet: ice, water, and rock. A shrinking glacier destabilized a mountain. The mountain created a mega-tsunami, and the trapped tsunami made the Earth vibrate for 9 days. The fjord was remote, but it was not completely empty. A research installation nearby was damaged by the waves. Fortunately, nobody was present when the landslide occurred. Had a ship or expedition been inside the narrow fjord, the consequences could have been catastrophic. Researchers concluded that the slope had been weakened as the glacier supporting it became thinner. This does not mean every retreating glacier will trigger a landslide, but it does reveal a growing Arctic risk. As ice disappears, mountains that were once stabilized by glaciers may become more vulnerable to collapse. Today, Dixon Fjord looks peaceful again. There is no obvious sign that one mountainside created a wave taller than a skyscraper, or that the water continued moving long enough for instruments across the planet to hear it. One mountain collapsed in one of the most remote places on Earth, yet the signal traveled across the entire planet. For 9 days, the Earth kept repeating the same quiet pulse, until scientists finally discovered that the planet was not shaking because of an earthquake. It was ringing because of a wave. Subscribe to Earth Apparently for more true stories that reveal how strange and powerful our planet can be.